I'll assign you back in a second. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first Demo Night Centro of 2021. Everyone, give us a wave. Everyone on stage. Hey, hey, hey. We've got a great set lined up for you this evening. Leading the charge is Paulo Martins, who's jumped in from Leiria and helped us to coordinate this exciting group this evening. So, Paulo, do you want to give us a wave? We have Paulo on stage, who's going to be our guest moderator for the evening from Incentea. We also have David Fernandes, if you want to give us a wave as well. David is the founder of Clockit and the first demo to present. And we have Marcelo Noronha as well, who is CEO of Mr. Turing, which is an exciting AI startup, and who will also be doing a demo. Bruno Ramalho, who has just made it back on stage. We hope that he can give us his reverse pitch of startup Leiria, which is the engine for startup growth in Leiria. It's kind of newly got new energy by being combined with IDDNet. Unfortunately, Bruno is having audio issues.
Yes.
So, although I think
now I can't hear you.
Oh, that's okay.
If I hear you, you can't hear me. I have a phone, and my phone doesn't support the air bit.
Oh, shame! But we can hear you. So
I can see you moving your mouth, but I don't hear a thing.
You're gonna trust us to when we say that it stopped.
No, he cannot hear.
And now we can't see him either. Okay, so we'll wait on Bruno.
Show must go on.
The show must go on. Hi to everyone. Pedro Guimarães made it. So glad to see you. Thank you for putting comments in the chat. Anyone who else wants to say hi and where you're tuning in from, please go for it. This session is recorded, as have all of our sessions been, for the benefit of those who want to watch it back later on, which we do get from all corners of the world. So just to give you the heads up on that. If you're having browser issues with our new platform, AirMeet, we ask that you persist because it's a really cool platform for networking. As you will see later on, you can join people at tables. You can also do some speed networking. We really recommend it. If you're having browser issues, we recommend Google Chrome. That's apparently a bit friendlier to AirMeet. And then final note on the technical platform side is that if bandwidth is an issue, you can dial down to standard definition in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Other than that, I'll let you explore the platform.
Could you please mute Bruno because he cannot hear us, and
we shall mute him right now.
Hear him.
And then and then we'll hope for the best when we want to hear him later on. So these are all, typical teething troubles of a startup, right? Like, I mean, we're just trying to give you that same startup energy, and it's the team that makes it happen. We got a great team on stage this evening. So let's go. Paulo, would love for you to kick us off with our little fireside chat, as we like to call it, our little interview of the guest moderator, someone that we invite to bring some depth to what happens on stage. So Paulo, please, we'd love to hear your story.
Okay, since I'm a rookie inside of this event, I'll do my best. As you can see, this is like Paga was saying, it's the technology also to bring us some challenges. Bandwidth is a problem nowadays because everybody is using internet. So, and I have the joke that what I was telling Paga last time, the things were always getting, the bandwidth was always going down because she was in Lisbon. In Leiria, that does not happen. That's not a private joke we shared a few minutes ago. But today I'm in Lisbon and I'm having problems. So I'm using my mobile. I hope it works. So if I disappear, I'm somewhere in Lisbon. Let's hope not. Let's hope the challenge this is what it is. And who stays here does the rest of the things, everybody. As long as there's two people, there's always great ideas. That's my point to start off.
I love it.
What about myself? I've been working with startups for, officially, I would say, for at least 12 years. Of course, my company itself is a startup, or a spin-off, I would say, of a plastic company. We started off about more or less 28 years ago. We are a manufacturer company. Our mother was a plastic company, and we made a sort of a innovation product at the time, which we made a home for the own company, a production management system, which we thought it's only for us. But a few days after, almost a few months or days, we started getting customers say, "Oh, where did you bought this?" "Oh, we didn't bought it. We made it." "Oh, can't you sell us that?" We never thought about it, but maybe we can sell. Why not? So we started as an IT industrial company, IT department, and we started selling outside. What we made at home, we started getting customers to want it outside our company, and that's how Incenti started almost 30 years ago. And by 2000, we made NBO. So because the main company got sold to another big international plastic company, and we thought this is our way out to go on our new path. And we thought it's another startup. We bought the shares that we didn't have. We the employees. We had about 42% of the company at the time, and we bought another 58, and we started growing at that time. And that time, I remember we were about 32 people, more or less. And today we are almost 400 people. We've a lot of countries, especially on the Portuguese-speaking language ones, Brazil, Angola, and also in Spain, Chile, and we're thinking of going to France and the UK in the following year.
Okay.
And of course that we learned a lot of things, and this grow is not only organic, we also been remembered to do something very innovative, which is integrate bankrupt companies. So you've got a lot of IT companies that things didn't go as well as they expected, but they got a few know-how and they got customers, and we integrate them with us so we can get stronger, because most of us, what we do, we haven't got the product, we do service. What are we innovating? We innovate on service and on customization on clients. And after this, we start learning to do our own innovation, and we started again being noticed by big companies in Portugal, and we started doing innovation consulting for companies. What we teach actually, which is one thing I believe as well, that sometimes there's two ways of being an entrepreneur. You can start a new thing out of nothing, and you go your way, or you can do that in existing companies, which is more difficult, I will tell you so. But I think it's mostly important as well, because when companies get bigger, and they always need innovation, and most of the people feel, that's one thing the human has, that when we're very comfortable for 20 years, you start losing your capacity of innovate. And sometimes you need to be very, very humble, and sometimes also we have to think that today we got in a comfort zone, but tomorrow something's going to change. And this year shows us that, this year. Nothing is certain. Not even a big company like in Portugal, like Sonai or things like, it's certain. Nothing is certain. And two great examples is like, Galp Energies. They had a fantastic year 2019 as a company, but this year was very bad. They actually lost a lot of money. As you know, when it's been on the news, they lost a lot of money. So things are changing very, very, very fast. So humble is the thing entrepreneur has to have all the time.
I have a question for you, Paulo. Do you think that, because I think your story is really interesting, but just a reflection on something that you just said, or something for our audience. You said that your corporate innovation is as important, sometimes more difficult. Do you think that learning how to be an entrepreneur as an individual or independently is an important part of that learning process? Do you need to do that before you come into corporate innovation?
like everything, you don't need to go that way. But today, after my experience, I think it's relevant because you see the perspective outside, which is different. When you're on a contest, it's very difficult to you get out of that contest. You can be an innovator, and we've got an example actually with the Portuguese guys. A Portuguese person that's working in a Portuguese company, it might not be so potential as putting that person in an American company. Anything now, the guy is extraordinary. No, the contest help us a person to have the different point of view. Actually, at lunchtime we were talking with my colleagues about that. We got a few examples of that. It says, the Portuguese people are very limited, and they're not limited. They sometimes are working on a limited contest. And it's difficult for us to sometimes see the world in a different way. Like I say, there's some companies that we have to be humble. The humble is very important. I'm a very VIP person. Me, Paolo. Oh, I'm the best in the world. But me and another 7.000 billion people in this world. Okay. So you're not so important, Paolo. No, not at all. Not at all. It's I'm one in 7,000 and 7,000 billion. So if you imagine people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, they got enough money to buy Portugal. And that's what makes us what? So important. Not at all. There's a guy that 30 years ago probably had more money than I have myself, and today can buy my country. And we have to be, humble on that. So, this is normal. That is the first step, I think, to have a more open mind. So everything is possible, and it's been proven that everything is possible. And something our experience, we see in some Portuguese startups that the market is the world. It's not only Leiria or Lisbon, and it's the world. I actually have a startup from America coming to Europe, and they asked me to help them enter Europe. And I said, we're having a lot of difficulty sometimes. It's like Sweden is so easy for us to sell. In Portugal and Spain, it's so hard. People don't talk to us. It's a contest. It's not easy to go to a CEO in Portugal and Spain and say, I've got 5 minutes for me. Yes, tomorrow morning, no problem. We know it's cultural. I would say it's bad or good. It's different. So the American the startup has to find a different way of approaching. Okay. And for the Portuguese company to go to the United States, we know the same experience. You have to have a different approach. And we have to be humble because that approach, we might be open-minded people, but it's not difficult because we got context and culture inside of us. So sometimes what we need, find another guy. We can talk to Tiago or to Marcelo and see, how do you do that? Marcelo, I think you're in Brazil, right, Marcelo?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I'm Brazil.
Because I'm also trying to do business in Brazil, and it's not easy. And I said, I have to be Brazilian here. Yeah, I have to be Brazilian, yeah. And Marcelo has to be Portuguese in Portugal. And that's what it's so important and so fascinating about entrepreneurship. We must not be afraid of failing, because that's failing. And I know a lot of examples of big corporate company innovations that they do very well in Portugal. Extraordinarily, they did well in Spain, but they got to Poland and it was a fiasco. They went bankrupt in Poland. And they asked him, why? Yeah, because there's a small being that doesn't work here. But in Spain it works. Portugal, Spain. Morocco's, it's very different. No, but in this case it works very well. But Poland, no. But Poland is so close to our culture. Yeah, but there's the issue. There's a small issue. Makes all the difference, I think.
Let me ask you, Paul, do you think that the fact that anything is possible for entrepreneurs wannabe, is it something that raises concern and they are afraid to do this step into entrepreneurship because of this? Or do you think it's a main motivation for people to actually do it? Because in the same way that you can found a startup that then takes down Google, for example, out of the sudden, it's possible. But you can also start your startup, so create your project and your startup, and then suddenly Google decides to enter that specific market and be a number one competitor, and you are out of the game in 1 month. Do you think it's a blockage or it's a motivation?
Again, it depends on the type of the person the entrepreneur is. Right? Of course, sometimes you have to be, like I said, humble and say there's no more chance of growing up on that. Sometimes you can say, no, maybe Google is open to integrate me, and I can help the project grow itself inside Google. Yeah, because we more or less know the same purpose, the same plot. Yeah, I need an investor, and the investor itself is Google. So again, I become a corporate entrepreneur because I integrate Google and I make it grow. I've seen that happen as well. Yeah, and opposite. Your thing is slightly different, and if you put it inside Google, it's that small differentiation which was great. You lost it because you start getting focused on the corporate vision and not your vision. It's not an easy process. I don't think it's
and it's not black and white, right?
Yeah,
and
it's not black and white.
So it can be a great opportunity to have Google as a competitor. So then you can say, we are doing the same thing as Google, and your sales can increase because of that.
Yeah.
Paulo, I love that you've taken us global early on in the conversation. This is very much what we hope to bring to our various communities in Portugal and around the world as Canopy. I would love to hear what made you want to work with Lydia's startup community, you personally, and if you have a message for them or the Centro region overall.
Lydia, I'm from the world, for people to know. I'm a South African as well, Portuguese, born in Angola, lived in Venezuela. I did my primary school in Venezuela, for you to know. I did my high school in South Africa. I actually did 1 year still in Madrid, in Spain. But I married a woman in Lydia, and I started settling down in Lydia. So I would say, I'm now at 46 years old, and 30 years will be in Lydia, so I'm from Lydia, probably. Still not much, but 25. Why Lydia? Because I'm here. Since I'm here, what I've been doing at Lydia Startup, it's the same thing I was telling you about, that there's a guy in the world can buy Portugal. So Lydia itself is small. I don't want everything for Lydia. I believe Lydia can be as good as any other place. And I'm not defending myself as, Lydia mine. No, I think we have to open. But since I have some of influence or a region that I need to integrate, which that's the idea that Bruno is out, but we have, like Praga say, we made a fusion between EDDNet and Startup Lydia. They were two separate institutions, and we made, and we still think it's small, because the effort we give to 30 startups, we can do for 40, 50 startups.
Right.
For me, extension to Aveiro and Coimbra and go by to Lisbon, since Lisbon is off of the country. That's what it is, besides Porto and Braga, but say Lisbon, the ecosystem is off of the country. We need to just integrate the networking and have some sort of helping them to establish these bridges. Because yes, everybody that's on this room is like me. We've got connections and friends in the United States, in Germany, in France, in India, South Africa, and Singapore. We need to connect people, and that is very, very important. Because the startup has to remember that we cannot do it ourselves. I usually use this metaphor to explain. This I'm using. Yeah. I don't know how to do it, but somebody does. Let's think the same thing. The same thing. So we need the people to help us grow this. So somebody is expert on doing this, and I'll be my expertise on this. Probably if Marcelo is got Leo or David, that I'm not use the example, they have competence and skills that I don't have, but I need it. And that is very important for us to connect ourselves and help each other. Because sometimes the help is so easy as that. Marcel wants to enter a company in Germany. Curiously, it's my friend, my personal friend. And Marcel I just want 5 minutes of his time. Yeah, I'll get you 5 minutes. And something connects, and tomorrow you'll see I'm the new Amazon, thanks to that 5-minute talk. Great. I'm happy with it. So maybe it's just because I'm here, but I believe, Lydia, and we made this effort, we got to differentiate from another sites. Yes, we got a very quality life. And we are north of Lisbon. For a person that lives in New York, from Lydia to Lisbon, it's like going shopping on Saturday morning and back. Yeah. So this is a small country, as I was saying. We are, as I told Praga and Tiago about this, I think it's the 21st biggest city in the world. I think. But I'm probably that is going down. So we're probably on a 38 or something because just China's got 15 cities.
Every day
bigger,
there's a video overtaking probably. Yeah.
China got 15 cities bigger than Portugal altogether. So this is it. So we're small. We need to open up. That's
I love it. And if you'll allow me, Paolo, as we move to 1:30, I will use that as a bridge to show you a video. We're testing out some of the new features on AirMeet, as you can see. Also, we've got a critical mass now of new folks joined us. So a good time to say this message of, Canopy Centro. We are doing demo nights for the Centro region. We are extending the efforts of a community called Canopy that touched down from Boston and Bangalore to Lisbon for the first time about 4 years ago. And we last year brought it to Aveiro because it's home for us. Paolo, much like what you said about Leiria being home for you, we wanted to see our home benefit from this kind of community building as well. And we're super happy to do it for the Centro region because, as you say, working for 20 to 100 startups, it's kind of the same. And, the more we share, the better. So let me try to play you this neat little video that one of our team made for us. Let's see if it works.
By the way, Prava, you can also try to invite Bruno when possible.
Okay.
So much a question. I'd just like to say I've been impressed with how the thinking of Jake and George and Gianluca has developed from when we first spoke. There's a lot more comprehensive confidence and understanding of what you want to do and how you want to do it. So well done. There's obviously a lot of work has gone on, and I look forward to our next conversation because we need to have a catch up because we were going to talk about funding.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sounds great. Yeah, definitely. We need to rearrange that, arrange that chat, and definitely catch up for a coffee.
Lovely.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much, guys, and
thank you.
Well done, and wish you every success.
Nice one.
Cool.
Marcelo. Woo, that worked. So that's a little bit about us as Canopy, as a community. And thanks very much for joining us this evening. And we hope that you continue to join us for the rest of this year and beyond. So let's get our first pitch on the stage. This is a reverse pitch from Startup Leiria. Which is a renewed organization, as Paolo explained. So I've just invited Bruno to the stage, and let's hope his audio works. Bruno, I think we can hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
I have to change from my PC.
Fantastic.
I have to go to another PC so I can talk to you. Sorry about this, I don't know what happened.
No worries. We're so happy
Overcoming
to have you.
challenges. Great lesson.
Right, within the hour. That's just for starters. Okay, Bruno, so we'd love to see your face when you're ready as well, if that's
possible.
possible.
Sorry, I forgot.
There you go. Okay.
Kind of face.
Kind of face. This is the code.
I have to change to another office. There are another people in here, so I have to be like this.
Agile as ever. So, Bruno, please kick us off with your reverse pitch on Startup Leiria. Your 5 minutes starts now.
No. Okay. Guys, I would like you to speak a little bit about Startup Leiria. We are working hard here in Leiria to become one of the hottest systems or ecosystems in Portugal for startups in a few years. For that, we have recently joined forces between our startups accelerator, so Startup Leiria, and our incubator, IDNet. And as consequences, the two entities merged into one. as Paul said earlier. In the last 13 years, we have helped the hundreds of entrepreneurs to achieve their dreams and transform their idea in sustainable businesses. And how did we manage to do that? Well, we often hear that to be an entrepreneur is painful, or that you need to have some degree of craziness to do it. And you know what? We can confirm that. That is true. But only if you try to do it alone. In fact, creating a startup can be less painful if you are integrated in an ecosystem and with the support of an incubator. We don't have any kind of magic potion, but we will surely make the experience less painful and much more effective. And we can always maintain the craziness part if you wish, of course. I'm not saying that the success of our idea is granted with us, but I can assure you that we are going to help you to do things in a more professional way, while you explore and develop your business ideas, keeping things under control and with a realistic vision of what is possible to achieve. How do we do this? We divide our action in three big guidelines. First one, the one-to-one coaching. These sessions, besides our help to develop your business model and to create a test or an MVP, the entrepreneurs can share their ideas and doubts with an advisor, like myself, and get feedback about anything in their businesses. Of course, that our feedback is not any kind of magic solution. It is just an explanation that tranquilizes entrepreneurs and gives them the right motivation to go forward. We always aim to help the entrepreneur the best way we can, but we still are very honest and frontal with them when their performance is poor. And we tell them that as a condition to achieve effectiveness. In conclusion, one-to-one coaching is about giving entrepreneurs a lot of tips and insights. And let me confess that most of our tips are not followed by the entrepreneurs, but they love to hear them because it helps them to be more confident about their own opinions. Then the second guideline is our ecosystem, both internal or external, like canopies. Our local ecosystems, or internal ecosystem as we call it, is composed by all entrepreneurs that work with us, from the most recent entrepreneur to the experienced graduated ones. One of the main values of the ecosystem is the opportunity of peer-to-peer sharing. Where, for example, one of our entrepreneurs that have recently raised €8 million for his project can share his experience with an inexperienced entrepreneur. Through our ecosystem, we also give you the opportunity to participate in the activities like acceleration programs or competitions, where we will learn to do validations, pitching, and learn all kinds of skills necessary to launch your own businesses. We don't like to keep entrepreneurs with us, so we try to find always opportunities for them to talk with other mentors, other ecosystems, and we think that accelerate and develop their businesses. And the ecosystem allows us to facilitate leads, namely for MVPs and validation. Something like Paul said before. The third and last guideline is team sharing. We believe that we have a great team of professionals in different areas and different skills. Marketeers, CFOs, strategists, business developers. And they are available to complement your skills and to do stuffs with you. Create a pitch deck, design first web marketing strategies, put together a business plan, get access to funding in either public or in venture capital, and so on and so on. Our team is here for your pleasure and for your work. In conclusion, if you do it alone, statistics says that most entrepreneurs fail. Still, some succeed when they are alone, but it takes much more time and it will be much more painful. With us, you will be faster to conclude if you have the opportunity or not, and we can make it easier for you to implement your business. We are here in Almeria, center of Portugal, great place to live, and we think we are ready to help you. So, are you ready to come to us?
Wow, Bruno, that was bang on 5 minutes. Can everyone please give Bruno a round of applause? Thank you so much. Yeah, I love your roundup, and I'm thinking of moving to Leiria myself. Don't tell my boyfriend I said that.
You're welcome.
He's gonna love it. He's gonna love it. As you see, we got a lot of skills, and Bruno is our Zorro.
Adoro. Love it.
We have all type of superheroes, and this is our Zorro, as you can see by the mask.
With the mask, right. I like it. Paolo, do you have a first question? It's kind of giving you an insider question. No, Bruno. So let's go. Paolo, do you want to kick us off with a question, please?
I'll wait. I want to see other people asking questions. That's one of the things I most appreciate on entrepreneurs. They make questions. They always ask me.
Fair enough. You want to give someone else the privilege. I would love to. Can you tell us a little bit about maybe a couple of stories of startups that you have supported? I think that's. I love these stories that Lydia has, and that would be interesting for some startups who might like to join you. I think, Bruno, if you can pick a couple.
Okay, I can pick one or two stories. I think one of our sexiest stories is about sound particles. Most already know sound particles in this moment, but I always like to speak about this person. Sound particles has been created by Nuno Fonseca. He's a teacher in EPL, and he has created a software, and he decided, okay, sound design software. Sorry. And he decided to go where? To Hollywood, just there, Hollywood. He picked up an email. He sent an email to the great studies of Hollywood, and make an appointment with them to show here his software. And you know what? It resulted. Yes, he made it. He is working now. His team. When I get here to start up Lyria 3 years ago, his team was two persons, and now it's more than 23 people, I think. He has grown a lot. Why? He has the courage. He has the courage to go there. He has the means. He do it the right way, and also a little bit of luck, because you always have to have a little bit of luck in these kind of things. I think this is a very interesting story.
It's a great story.
From us.
To follow up on that, I understand that you gave Nuno some great support, the founder of Sound Particles. What about funding in terms of access to funding? You mentioned that this is often of interest to new entrepreneurs. What are the sorts of funding support mechanisms that you can offer at Lyria?
What we do, we have we collaborate with some funds, some fundings, national fundings, mainly, and we try also always when we think the parts get to a point where we can apply to this kind of funds. We do the pitch with them, we present them, we try to do this kind of work with them so they can go to the funding with a stable product and a stable idea to maximize the probability of being invested by them. We can speak about Bind. Bind is working with us some time from now. We also know Indigo. We also speak with them. Of course, Portugal Venture, it's a must be to speak with them. But most of it, we don't work only with one fund or the other. We work with several, and we always focus on the entrepreneur and his products to be ready before go to the funding. We try them to get ready first.
Bruno, sorry, I put myself on mute. We actually have a question from Jorge Pimenta. I'm going to hand him the mic, okay? Let's see. George?
Yeah, sorry.
Welcome. No, thank you. No sorries needed. Thank you for raising your hand and for wanting to ask a question. Please go for it.
No, okay. I can ask a question for Bruno, but actually, I was just clapping his initial statement. So
It's okay. I pulled you up from the floor. I saw you clapping.
it's okay, Prava, and thanks a lot. And just a big welcome to everyone, and thanks for Paulo and Bruno for the introduction. And Bruno, just on that note, so how do you feel now with the pandemic? How do you feel entrepreneurs are facing this, and do you feel that this can be, let's say, an economic threat, or do you find opportunities in the midst of this chaos?
In fact, actually, I think we have more opportunities than threats in here. From one side, some entrepreneurs get afraid about the market, but when we talk to them and we move them to do new things, or when we talk to them, okay, we change your product, you change your idea, they get along, and they most of the time see opportunities. Let me tell you about a case we have here. We have here a case of an entrepreneur that for his product it needs to visit restaurants. It is needed for her to be in the restaurants there every day. As you can think, when the pandemic came, it's a problem. She can't go to the restaurants. We talked with each other. What did she did? She get at that time that she couldn't go to the restaurants, and she made videos, online videos to restaurants to make formation to the employees of the restaurants. And in fact, she get more restaurants to want to work with her, because
Nice.
she's making this video. This is educational videos that is good for the community. So
Wow.
there are opportunities, not threats.
I love it. What a great answer and great question, George. I just want to explain to everyone, George Pimenta. Would you like to introduce yourself, George? Because I think this is awesome to have. We've got someone from Coimbra. George, you still have the mic? No. Okay, George is from Instituto Pedro Nunes in Coimbra. Really glad to have him here with us too. They did a fantastic round with us just in the last session of DemoNightCentro. So we've gone a little bit over your 5 minutes Q&A, but thanks so much, Bruno. I think that was really great to have those clarifications. Super keen for those who have to leave at 7 to hear our startups if they can. So let's cycle on quickly to David. So we have our first startup demo of the night. Tiago, would you like to? I've totally hogged the mic as the host. So Tiago.
Go ahead. You are the official host now.
I might be manipulating, but since I'm a rookie, I can do anything.
Yes, go for it.
There's two questions. I see two questions. They are from Michael and Pedro. I don't know if it's supposed to be answered now or leave it for later.
I see. So you've got, where are you seeing these? I can't actually see.
Open questions. There's a sign on questions. And Michael and Pedro made a question.
So I actually can't see that as the host for some strange reason. So please go for it, Paulo.
Really? Okay. I think since we are already past our time, these are questions to Bruno, so we can leave them for after stage.
I hope you can stay for the networking session, guys who've asked the questions. We will be here for at least 15 minutes to answer any questions, take any questions around the tables. Please join us. The networking is super fun on this platform. Cool. So, David, we'd love to have you start your demo. This is David, the founder of Clockit. Please go for David.
Great. Thanks a lot to everyone. Special thanks to Canopy team. I didn't know you guys, and to Bruno and Startup Leiria, who have been helping us a lot in setting up all this new venture that we put in place early March last year as an alternative also to an analysis we did to our current IT services that we have been selling to Europe. And we pretty quickly understood that we had to diversify a little bit, and we tried to see how we could better help the market with our knowledge, our competencies, our development team. So, and we put in place a digital HR platform that we call it our digital HR partner to help micro and small and medium and business entities to make something that everyone is talking about, which is digital transition, okay, in a specific area, which is a very complex and time-consuming, effort-consuming area, which is human resources. So I just going to share with you the a couple of slides here I have to support the pitch. Let me know if you are able to see it.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so basically, Clockit is a project that was born inside an existing company, and our goal is to help small and medium businesses to embrace HR digital transition through a complete online platform to automate the administrative tasks, HR tasks, processes, and efficiently manage your workforce in a real time from any device. So we focused all our energy in transforming something that is really time consuming and that affects the majority of the small companies. I believe that among us, we are pretty much digital literate, I would say. And, most of the companies are not. You know that most of the companies that have been pretty much affected by the pandemics are not. And the pandemics basically came as an accelerator of the exposition to everyone's to a very tough situation, especially, let's call the low digital maturity level entities, either because they lack of knowledge, either because they don't have enough budget to buy an SAP or Oracle or one of these ERP platforms, either because they don't have time. And I'm talking about restaurants, I'm talking about small factories, I'm talking about accountants, lawyers, all these type of entities that have been affected, are affected, but somehow they still didn't do that digital jump. And what we know for sure is that new work formats affect our lives at the office and at home. And old processes don't work anymore, and especially now, everyone understood that they have to do it differently. So the gap gets bigger and bigger, which is a social problem, I think, between the high digital literate entities and the small ones, if nothing happens to really boost the digital transition of the small ones. So, and everyone knows that digital transformation can and should be embraced by the small ones too. As we see it, digital, more than an IT tool, I think it became today, and I can really say that when I talk with the customers we have, a trust factor to balance the new work-home dynamic, both for the employer and for the employee. And that's where we jump in. But before showing you a little bit more about Clockit, let me share with you this. This was published 3 months ago by the Portuguese newspaper. What are the 3 management challenges you feel your company is less prepared for today? And besides e-commerce, that is pretty clear that it has to be adopted by most of the transactional businesses. But we're talking about KPI, key performance indicators of HR. We're talking about people management, people monitoring. Second, work mobility. It's true, remote work all over. And third, process automation. And that's exactly the 3 areas we want to address and to change the current situation that I think everyone testifies and witnesses and somehow already have been faced with, which is a lot of forms, a lot of Excel files, databases to address different HR information. And we came up with a platform that allows from any device to handle all this information, from attendance, from holidays, absence, and scheduling, workflows of validation, and also most important, because usability without insights gives you nothing. We specially prepared an insights layer that allows anyone without any IT knowledge to get real insights out of data, like the concrete KPIs that matter to decide better and fast. So we came up with a platform that is modular, basically, that also innovates because of the business model itself in a software as a service module, to allow the small entity who has 8 workers or the big entity who has 800 workers to have a flexible and financial investment to be made according their budget. And we launched this, so we developed this in 7 months. We already have some customers that show us a cross-sector successful acceptance, which we are very, very happy to testify it. Of course, we have been enriching the platform with all the real market feedback from small to big companies we have here from all over Portugal. Already some customers outside Portugal too. And basically what we noticed with this, and really proud to share this with this audience, with Paulo, that I had the pleasure to meet now, and Tiago and yourself, Prabha, is the slogan that I came up with. This slogan when I was preparing this presentation, which is when was thinking about also why we are different. It's not the concept itself or the goal of the platform, is because we have been focused on the digital transition itself. And our innovation basically relies on the fact that customers are adopting because they are understanding this. We have been trying before the pandemics to sell software to all the companies, software, the traditional software, and somehow customers were not moving ahead or were just buying the software to use it in a transactional manner. But the technology was not helping them proactively. The technology was not available in their tablets, in their phones. So with you, Clockit, such a challenge, a matter that companies have today, which is to manage remote people, to manage people with new processes. I believe the digital is the bridge, and it's really the trust factor. So I invite you all to try this in your companies. I hope you enjoy, and open to questions for you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Woo! Everyone,
Thank you.
round of applause for David. Sorry for the
Thank you. Sorry for the time.
No problem. No, great work. And we already have one question, so this time let's go straight to the questions in the board.
Cool.
So Pedro is asking, what's your business model and rate card, if any?
The business model, so we sell this as a service with a price target of a pricing that depends on the number of users per month. So it's a price per user per month. Normally, we charge it on a yearly period. So there is a yearly subscription, if you want. We provide all the infrastructure, so the customer doesn't even need any clock in and clock out terminal for the attendance part, because everything is integrated natively with the iOS or Android for mobile and tablets. But also, if employees don't want to use the mobile device, they can clock in and clock out in a web app available in a browser from a computer or a laptop. So we cover the full range according to the security level or mobility level that you want to give and share inside the company, with a price target for you to have an idea that is between €1 and €3 a month per worker, okay, which is a very competitive pricing as we understand in the market. The platform can be integrated easily also with third parties like payrolls and other data processing softwares. And we are adding more and more an analytics layer to correlate all the data, not only with indicators internally about scheduling, about absences, about attendance, about activities, but also with external databases like weather, like traffic, like events. So managers understand more and more their people, their teams, because now that they will adopt a new format of working, they will not be side by side in the office, because before eyes were ruling everything. If you are not here, you are not working. If you are here, you are working. And suddenly it changes, and the employers are not ready. It's not only the employees. No one is ready. So, and somehow the digital became like a trust factor also for the employers. That's like a way to, in a diplomatic manner and in a positive manner, to manage and to be in contact in real time with what their teams are doing, when they are doing, and where they are doing. So this is the approach that we are giving and having.
Do you offer a free plan or a trial period?
Yes, everyone has access to a trial period. Just you just need to fill out the form, and we give you a trial period. Mobile apps are available on the iOS and Android store.
And what's your next biggest milestone now ahead? The main challenge ahead?
Our main challenge right now is to reach the 5,000 worker management inside our platform. It's our main KPI. So the way I measure my success and the adoption of the platform is how many workers are being managed in the platform. Up until now, I've been pretty much worried in having a use case, a case study per different sector, a factory in Oliveira das Meias, a lawyer in entity in Lisbon, a multinational in Oporto, or we just have a known company in Leiria, Mr. Pizza, joining us to adopt to adopt the platform in the first 2 stores. They have many more stores.
Nice.
And now this is giving us a very good feeling about how we are helping them in pretty much different scenarios, but mainly with pretty much different levels of digital literacy. We are really concerned with this aspect because of the adoption and usability of the platform, because to have a digital transition, the owner of the restaurant that doesn't understand almost nothing about IT and computers is able to use this on a daily basis in his mobile phone or computer. For me, it's the sign that this can really scale up to all the other segments that are a little bit more digital literate or budget-wise oriented or have more time to dedicate to this. So I like the current example because of this, because it's an activity where by nature they don't have time. The budget, it's the daily budget, and on average the digital knowledge is not rocket science. Okay, so but they need this too. So, but there are many solutions. not like this one, and that's why we did this one with a transversal integration, purely online. We don't integrate with local terminals. Everything is done via the either computer, either laptop, either mobile, either tablet. And I was saying we are adding the analytics layer that is giving insights that HR managers didn't know, which is the next level I'm going to, technically speaking. So commercially, or on a business perspective, we're talking about the first milestone is the 5,000 collaborators.
Right.
Technically, is to tell managers something they don't know.
Right. Cool. Very well. So, thanks a lot.
Okay.
Love it, David. I really hope that actually I really feel your product could bring, great fulfillment also to employees and motivation. And it's potentially a tool to empower women, empower families, empower working parents. I really hope that it brings all of these benefits as well. So congratulations, and we wish you all the best, and look forward to chatting more later.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
May I just a small, very fast question?
Get in there, Paolo. Jump in.
Talk about,
that's why we have you here.
Let's talk about scaling. Your business model, I saw you working direct with the customers, the final company, right?
Right now, yes, we have two partners. So we are trying to develop two main channels, I would say. The first one is the online channel. Up until today, despite everything is online, I still have to do, me and the team, a lot of one-on-one work and engaging even directly with the customer, so we can have the first significant market share. But the idea is companies will be able to buy and pay and start using by an online process. So we can not rely on the number of people we have to deliver the customer service. The second thing, it's about channels. We understood, and this I have to thank to Startup Leiria, that setting up dedicated channels to particular segments would boost us much more without increasing the resources proportionally. The example I have is the restaurant one. We already have quite a few restaurants on board, Clockit, because in one of the initiatives of Startup Leiria, previously IDDNet, in joining a couple of entrepreneurs that have set up the companies in Startup Leiria, I had the happiness to know one of them that understood the value that she could bring to her customers too. So we joined forces, and in the restaurant segment, this entity that is also in Leiria is our partner. Okay, we sell through her. We want her to add value to her existing module, and we prepared a percentage that between 20 and 30% at the moment that goes directly to the partner. And another additional thing, for a partner, it means that she can increase the revenue stream with services, because we teach the partner everything about the first configuration of the platform. Becomes a product that is attractive to, let's say, a reseller or a partner, right? Not only as a software fee, but also a service add up, because he's the one that knows the customer much more than us. And on my side, my dream is to focus on doing good software, very good software, so the partners can keep selling it and the end users keep buying it. So we are trying to organize things in in this way, let's say.
Okay, thanks, David. Very good answer. I'm happy actually with my Zorro guy. Bruno helped you guys think that because I know that, and then we can talk in another forum of tomorrow or something about our experience on that. As you know, in Scientia, we're very strong on that, and we know people have to focus or in developing product or in selling directly, which is not easy. And we know big companies in Portugal having difficulties when they mix the channels. They have to separate. And I think your last statement says it all. I'm very proud of it because our experience tells you. And then we can help you if you want, to pass you our experience on the distribution way of thinking, which is different. And you focus on the product. That's the way you scale it, yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Paulo.
Awesome.
I will.
Big round of applause. Woo!
Thank you. Thank you all.
So now we fly straight to Brazil.
Amazing.
Marcelo pitch. What time is there, Marcelo? Where are you? Which city are you?
Here in Brazil, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, nice. So almost in time then to grab a after work beer.
Yes.
You'll need one after this, no, Marcelo?
No, I don't drink too much.
Done it too many times.
Okay, so first of all, I do like to say thank you for sure for Bruno for Startup Liria. So he helped us too much to stay here, and for sure say thanks for you, Praba and Thiago, for yesterday all the tests and support for we can show Mr. Turing here. So for us from Brazil is too important this kind of event. So I would like to say thanks to everyone. So my name is Marcelo, everyone knows. I'm a head from a startup from Brazil. We work for with two huge techniques from artificial intelligence. So I will share my screen. Let's see if everyone can see my screen. You can see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about Mr. Turing. First of all, I have a question for everyone here, for all the companies. Everyone that is here know how much money your companies loses every year just looking for information, just to try to search information inside your company. So from the research, very important IDC here, they say that workers, employees spend in average 6.5 hours per week just for looking for information, just to try find information about the company, some contracts, some financial papers, all of things. So if I can say a conclusion about this, because money is important, a company around 1,000 employees lose probably $2 million a year just for trying, looking and searching information. So when you think about this, we build, how can I say, the best word here is, all the personal assistant like Alexa, Siri, Google Assistants. So we think, okay, why you don't do that to the huge companies, small companies, medium companies? So we bring here an intelligent corporate assistant for information search, Mr. Turing. So a little overview. Mr. Turing helps the information search process inside the companies. How we do that? How I say in the first moment, we use the two techniques of artificial intelligence. Computer vision is the first one. We try see the document like a human, and then we use the other techniques, this natural language processing, to interpret, reading, contextualize, and synthesize information inside our platform. So we imagine you have a huge bases with a lot of documents, a lot of information, and you just put in your platform, we can use these two algorithms to know the documents, interpret your questions, and contextualize in an answer, not in the how can I say, the way that keyword search tools work today. You know, the email tools, the corporate data sharing tools, and the data storage tools is still the same. These tools work with keyword search. So we have all the information there, and when you try to find something, you put your question or your keyword, and then you receive a list of a lot of documents. And here we do the different. We understand the semantic of the language because we use natural language processing for sure. So what do you want to do inside the companies? The companies have only one single smart search platform to find information, and for sure, much faster and precise. So a little companies that is already work with your platform. I believe everyone knows Embraer. They have a huge problems in the past. They have a huge amount of documents, around 5 million documents, in around 5 years in the email database, and they spend more than 3 to 5 days to give an answer to an engineer, a mechanic inside the company that wanna solve some problems in airplanes. So after we process everything, these 5 million documents, I believe we spend then no more than 2 months to teach our algorithm about the semantic of the language. It's not about the Portuguese, but about the airplane semantic language. And then today they spend just less than 1 minute. They just type a question and Mr. Turing can bring the answer. So the other company that use our platform, Ambima, they use our API. So they had a huge problem because all the financial institutes here in Brazil then wanna try sell funds to the market. They wanna send the document to Ambima process. Some analysts is the person, the people, look into this document, trying to find the fields, and then put in the Ambima systems, and then Ambima system give the scores or problems or not to say to the financial institute that, okay, this fund can go to the market or not. With your API, with your platform, we just receive the document. We can automatically find the fields, all the 52 fields the Ambima need to find, and with more than 80% accuracy inside this document. So we do this automatically, and the analyst now is more strategic and no, how can I say, not just working, not just try to find information. They can analyze the information. So the other company that you already have here is Copel. It's a huge energy company in Paraná, in one state in Brazil. They want to put all the corporate information to everyone inside, to all the employees inside in Copel. So the solution that we have, we made a knowledge base that we call sectoral departments. We put all the documents for each department, like HR, like financial, like IT departments. We process all the documents, and our platform interpret everything inside this knowledge base. And today the scenario is very curious, because they use, it's not a long time, but we have around 20,000 questions already made in our platform, and more than 2,500 documents processed inside our platform. So you can imagine all the employees is more than 8,000 employees inside in Copel. So if they want to know something about Copel, about HR, about some IT procedure inside the Copel, they just ask your assistants. Just put the question, and our assistant can give the answer. So just for you know a little bit, it's really simple. This is the first version for your interface. So you just select your database, put the question, and you receive the answer. So it's really easy to use this. We are already in Brazil for sure. We are already in Canada. We work with 2 companies in Canada. I believe in this year we will put the names on your website. And we are already in Portugal in Leiria with Bruno. So we are a spin-off from Data Age. I believe Data Age is the most important company about artificial intelligence in Brazil. So I like David presentation, and he say, who want to try our platform? And I would like to say thank you. And I'm sorry about my English. I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know why, but it's the first time that I participate
Doing great.
online.
Doing great.
No worries.
It's awesome.
So here is my contacts, and we have a João that live in Portugal. So they contact from João. They can help us with someone have some wanna use our platform or have some contacts or someone else.
Perfect.
Okay.
So great. Thank you, Marcelo. Marcelo. No, hey, Canopy is a really friendly, cuddly community, as I always say, wearing a cuddly jumper for you guys, also because it's cold. But Marcelo, great. Thank you for bringing your smiling face. And, I understand you're looking for pilots in Europe, right?
Perfect.
And Portugal. So if anyone in this chat knows someone who could be a good customer for Marcelo or Mr. Turing, please get in touch with Marcelo. His LinkedIn is in the chat. Yeah, thank you so much. Over to you, T.
Thank you for our support.
We really wish you all the best. So, Tiago.
Yeah, so next step, so it's this pilot in Europe. And what about financing and investment? Are you already in a good position for now?
Yes, for sure. We already have a valuation that we do with Valore Brasil. I don't know if you know this company. And we are very surprised from the numbers.
Wow.
And I believe we made it in 2020 more than for presentation about this valuation and all the information from Mr. Turing. And we already incorporate in Canada, and we ready to do this in Portugal as well. And we're just looking for investment, and I believe will be happening very quickly because we just win. Itaú is the biggest bank here in Brazil, so this gives to us the authority about what we do with artificial intelligence.
Right.
So we are ready to this.
Nice.
I don't know if Tiago or yourself have seen, there's a question for you in the chat, which is about the examples you shared. Were they real case studies of customers you've worked with, Marcelo, or was this just you sharing a hypothetical example?
No, this is a real
These are all real customers. Fantastic.
We have more than seven customers already.
Okay.
So all this is a huge companies.
And one of them is the big bank, no? The well-known bank, Itaú.
Yes. Itaú, yes.
Amazing.
And how is your revenue model? How do you charge the customers?
It's software as a service, or you can use your API. You know, the the three pillars that we call it's we have a price. It's oh my god, I forgot the word. Sorry. It's a number of users. It's gigabytes that you use inside your platform and the database. So with these 3 points, we can give you the price per month.
Okay, nice.
Amazing. So thanks so much. Any other questions? Paulo,
okay. The first thing I have to tell Marcelo, you're not supposed to be nervous. Probably the best Brazilian speaking English I've ever seen. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. Unless, of course, you've been to Toronto a lot of times and you're really not a native Brazilian. And I explained that. Right. I have learned a lot of that on my Scout experience. About 20 years ago, I was with a Brazilian expert on culture and languages, which is natural. A Portuguese guy goes to Brazil, and after 3 years, they are actually Brazilian. We go to Brazil and you don't see the difference. The same happens with the Portuguese in Spain. Now, Brazilian in Portugal, as you probably know, probably is going to be for 30 years in Portugal, you always know he's Brazilian. The same happens with the Spanish guy. It's no problem. It's the accent of the way we speak. It's more difficult for gaining the local language. But you actually was very clear what you say. Another thing I would like to congratulate, which I think is important in the speech, you showed us numbers. You gain this. You lose that. And I think for talking to the entrepreneurs, my experience says it's very important, the numbers. You get focused. You see numbers. You win 50%. You lose 50%. And I think all your presentation was about that. I have 2 questions very, very, very quickly. One of them is, I think I've seen a few years ago some of platforms on sort of the same thing. But there's an issue to today which is important, and I don't know how this solves with your solution, which is the sort of confidential compliance. Because you put a platform inside an Outlook and everything, but I'm allowed to see everything on its own information, but maybe Tiago it's not. How do you do this in a platform? Is it since we're doing with Embraer, I believe it's possible, but how do you do it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. This is one case that we do that because all the emails, all the database inside the Embraer, they use SharePoint, they use Microsoft. So when they use our API, we bring all the security, how can I say, permissions, you know. So when the people log on the platform, or see or receive the answer about the database that the people can. So, example, if I'm from IT department and I want to see some procedure or some rule, everything about the IT department, I will ask the database from IT or emails from this department, and I will receive the answer from this database. Because this, we share, the information inside the different databases. And when you do that, and when we integrate with some platform like SharePoint, like Google Drive, like Google Drive or something else, we bring the permissions, and inside your platform, you give the permissions. So, example, I create a database from Paulo and the HR department. So you can see if David you want to see and they don't have the permission, they can have a question, but they will not receive an answer. I don't know if I'm clear.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. The only add-on I add is, imagine the information exists, but I get a message saying, the information exists, but you're not allowed to see it. That will happen, of course, because you don't know. There is no information. No, there is information. You're not allowed to see it. Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
Last question, very quick. Which is your competitive?
IBM, Amazon. This is the most important competitors, but for us, Amazon bring API last year in May 2020. They call Kendra, and for us it's a huge opportunity, because when we show our platform that we call the startup we call Mr. Turing, and the assistant we call Alan for give the correct name, Alan Turing, the math, So when we show our platform and what we can do with these two techniques, with these two artificial intelligence techniques, and everyone asks about the competitors. And in the past, we say just IBM with Watson and some services inside the Watson. Because when you say search for information, we can think a lot of things. But we do the impossible, because we interpret, we analyze the document, not like a human, but we do the best about the document. And you do the question. It's totally different that other companies say that use AI and can give the answer about other things. But IBM and Amazon doing that, they have the good algorithm, but the price and the people that you need to have inside your company to work with these two services, and all the time when we show our platform, the easy you can use, we bring all the customers. I don't know if I'm clear again, but
you did. Thanks a lot, Marcelo. Great speech. I loved it. Actually, I got the quote from Vitor, which I think is my colleague. We do the impossible. Love it. Great. That's all.
Yeah. And I think for me that sums up why, whatever you say, your English wasn't perfect, etc., did not matter 1 ounce, because you brought attitude, a smiling face, and your passion and purpose. So that spoke volumes for all of us, I think.
Thank you, Prabha.
Thank you so much, Marcelo.
Definitely. Great job.
So, a big round of applause for Marcelo. And what do you say about closing us out, Tiago? I think some people are interested in networking. So we're going to give that a shot. For those of you who want to try that out, even for a few minutes. We know, you have dinner, beer, kids waiting, whatever it is on a Tuesday night. Marcelo, not sure in which order that comes for you. But go on, Tiago. Some closing reflections from you and Paulo.
No, just a big thank you, and it's great to see that Leiria really stepped up its game, and good to see also that the main audience is from Leiria. So it's really an honor to be presenting on this demo night. I hope that you do stay along now for the future events. And please help us to create this community and to help fellow entrepreneurial colleagues.
Right. Nicely said, Tiago. Nicely said. Yeah, we're really committed to doing it for the whole region. And we'd love for you to stay with us on the ride and share your knowledge to other regions, and come and hear what other regions are doing as well, because that's how we all learn and see what's happening. And bring the whole community up together. All boats rise with the same tide. Paulo, I think as our guest moderator, we should let you have the last word.
I just have to publicitate my city. Leiria is like an amazing park. We got a lot of things, waves, one of the most beautiful castles in Europe, good food and a lot of things, and bandwidth, great bandwidth for entrepreneurs and digital nomads. So you're welcome about that. Finally, it was a pleasure to be here. If Praga invites me again, means I wasn't fired. If she doesn't invite me again, I was fired. The last thing I would say is, it doesn't matter if we are 20 here, if we are 10, as long as there's two people, there's always idea with an idea, and something happens. And we need a lot of that, because usually my experience, especially on 2020, And we very fast in seeing things. We don't get deep into things. And believe me, there was nobody here. We can't see not everybody besides who's on the stage that we're not doing something else like, And this focus time is very important, and we need this focus times.
Yeah.
So if you got a motivation like this for us to change idea, think about imagine what David was saying. I was imagining things about my past, my future. How can I help David? Probably I spoke, David was doing the same thing. What can I do with this guy? How can he help me? What does he know that I don't know? Or with my Zorro, Bruno or Tiago, anything. I think that is important. And I think this space is important. This community, I think it sounds very, very, very with a strong purpose, which Praga has just told it a lot. Some of the people are here at the first time, I don't know, but some of them are being here for a few. But I think we must invite more people to have these sections so we can share a lot of all we have to give. That's about it. Stay.
That's really great endorsement for what we're doing, Paolo, and articulation of what we're doing. I want to underline that fact that Tiago and I have made this commitment, which is Canopy's sort of motto and method is no matter what happens, we will do a demo night every month. We're going to be here, whether it's 5 people or 500 people. That's our commitment, exactly for the reason you say, Paolo, because we believe that the magic happens with the quality of people who are there, and we actually that is what we have with Canopy is a core of people who are really committed. You've seen some people turn up today who have been great participants in our community, even in the Centro region, even though we only started 6 months ago, which is a testament to what happens. And we've had people who are committed here on the ground in Portugal, but also in the UK, and also from the US and India. So let's keep that going. And we're here every month, second Tuesday of every month. If you can join us at 6 p.m., we'd love to see you. And we hope that you enjoy it too, like we do.
Sure.
Thanks, everyone. We're going to try this networking thing.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Pleasure to meet you all.
Great, David. Thank you so much. So glad that you could come jump in, and hope to meet everyone in person one day. If you want to stay for networking, we're gonna try that out. Otherwise, we'll see you next month. Take care, everyone.
Okay.
Bye now.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Next transition.